Hey guys, I had uploaded something about scaffolding. We saw some children playing on it yesterday. We had to tell them to get down because it wasn't stable, and besides, it's not a monkey bar. It's something that they can actually play on. But it's the problem is that the contractors are not, basically putting up tape or securing that area to prevent them from exploring. So you can't blame the children. Children are going to be children. But this is an older group here. This is their second visit. They're across the street, as you can see. They tried to gain access from the side as well as the back of this unit. When they weren't able to, they came right back out. But then there's one gentleman dressed in all black. He's going to try and see if he could make something of it. Now, the reason why we got the surveillance camera on it is because there's new construction in the area, and I do recall when a group of children entered a new construction home, and I mean, they had a party and they destroyed the unit. I'm not sure how much it cost the owner to become whole again, but they did a number on that house. So you have to, protect the neighborhood as much as you possibly can, or protect your property. Now, clearly at this point, he sees a no trespassing sign, and he looks old enough to be able to read. So now he becomes my problem. Why? Because again, I own one of the homes in the area. Now, after he looked through the windows and tried to gain entry in the back of the unit and found he couldn't gain an entry, he decided to turn back around and walk away. Now, I know some of you would say, why are you so involved? You got to keep in mind, I have over 400,000 invested on that block. And I am doing investigative work on that area, in that area. So, it's my job to be involved. But when you find people trespassing, I have every right to be involved. Obviously, these kids can't read. And this group look old enough to know not to trespass on private property. Okay? So, but again, every time you contact Leo or you contact this township, it's a hit and miss. Now, I have spoke to the councilwoman in the area. I think this is the East Ward. Many conversations with her. She's very professional. But I haven't reached out to the district leader yet. I don't know who he or she is as of yet. Now, my background is I'm a former elected official for two different cities. And I also have security background as well, so that you guys know. And I'm active, all right? So I do carry a New Jersey card. So, and the cameras that I'm using are my cameras that I set up on one of my properties that I own. And I own it 100%. No bank loan or any of that stuff. I mean, I own 100% equity, so that you know. Yeah, I am an investor. I own many properties and I own land as well. Now, one thing I wanted to bring to your attention, it's kind of late here, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit exhausted, but a lot of the properties that are acquired via LLC companies are private purchases, meaning a township, because you got public sales and you got private sales. I never benefited from the private sales. I always went via public, where there was transparency. Not to say that the private ones aren't, but I mean, the question that arises, how are companies obtaining these private sales? Obviously, they got to have some sort of a relationship with the local government because they're the ones that sign off on it. Okay, meaning councilmen and women. This newly construction property, if I'm not mistaken, one of the LLC owners purchased maybe about, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen to a dozen properties at one time within the past 5 years, privately. Okay, so I don't know what type of relationship he established with this township, but I was told there was one gentleman who actually purchased over 30. And then someone told me one purchased over 300. So, and this is all private now. These are private sales. And I mean, they're just paying the difference. These guys are coming in here with these LLCs, et cetera, and they're making a killing on a lot of the townships in New Jersey. I mean, so let's just say you only owe less than $10,000. Sometime I've seen them for just a few $1,000s, and they just pick up right where you left off, and they walk away with the deed. Now I haven't experienced that, but there are a few who are actually purchasing these properties for less than $2,000. I've seen it, so I don't want to be that guy saying I don't think that's fair or whatever, but the question is how they're able to do it and others aren't. So that's something that you guys might want to look into in your local towns and cities or your state itself and see, if you can talk to the elected officials, the councilmen and women, and see if they got a list of properties in regards to liens. I think if the township or the city owns the properties outright due to liens, by law they have a right to sell the properties. Okay, and they don't have to sell them for market value. I mean, they can give them to you for just as low as $100 or $2,000 or whatever, that amount is. I've seen it happen here, so I'm quite sure it's happening there as well. I can get into, how you buy REO properties, etc. I've been in real estate since the 90s, so I do have an extensive background as an investor, just letting you guys know. I don't share my business that much, but I mean, with this economy, I think it's time to share a little bit, especially if you're interested in buying properties. I might decide to do a live segment in regards to that. Not sure, but I'm a private person, but if you're interested, just hit me up with an email. I do Zoom as well, and we can talk about it. But here we are.